Alrighty then, everyone, it's Dokkan time, and today we're going to be doing a super EZA how to build. So, this Intelligence Ultimate Gohan is getting his super EZA. I think he is good, but I do think he does have a couple issues that I think I'm going to have to bring up into this. And I'm sorry if you don't like it, because this guy is probably one of the... I'm not going to say he's the worst Super EZA, but he's definitely one of the most underwhelming to me right now. And it's for a couple tiny little issues that just turn up into kind of bigger issues for me personally as a player and how I want to run this unit versus how he should be run. I think he's basically a floating unit, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I just kind of wanted him to be a main rotation unit, and he's just really not that. So let's go ahead and go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna have to change the OST. I love Ultimate Gohan's OST, but it is just so repetitive. So I'm gonna go with the active instead of the intro. Anyways, so Int Ultimate Gohan, his 200%. Anybody noticing there's no Majin Buu 200%? Yeah. So this is one of my major issues with this Ultimate Gohan Super EZA is that he does not have a single 200% leader that is revolving around Majin Buu Saga, which is kind of the team you're going to be wanting to rock with him. So it's a little, I want to say irritable. Irritable is probably the word. It's a little bit of an irritable thing that he rocks with Majin Buu Saga so much, but he doesn't even have a 200% option. It's very disappointing. I assume whatever Carnival or Yellow Coin perhaps, I'm not sure what part 2 freaking LR they're going to be throwing at us. I assume that's going to be a Carnival 200% Majin Buu leader, because otherwise this guy's got no reliable 200% other than Tech UI. Tech UI would be the only good 200% option you have. Outside of that, I guess Beastless Gohan? And I don't know too many people that are still rocking the 8th anniversary Z-Bomb duo as a leader. So, I mean, his 200% options are a little rough. As long as you're fine with 170 teams, then you'll be fine with him. And I think he is fine, but anyways. So he is an intelligence type, key +3, 70% leader still. Remember, when a unit super easy is, they only change their passive. But it is good to note that he does greatly raise attack. He stacks. He greatly stacks attack, which is really nice. It's pretty nice. He's got attack and defense 158, key +5, and additional attack and defense 100% when key is 7 or more. Then another additional attack +100% and defense 100% when performing a super. He launches an additional super attack and 30% chance of attacks becoming critical hits when all allies are superclass. So he drastically wants to be run on a full super team, or at least, actually it does say all allies. So when it says all allies, it's literally meaning all allies. So if you put him onto, say, Intelligence Fat Boo's team, he would not get that 30% chance to crit. He does guard all attacks, and then he has a 30% chance of evading enemies' attack as the second or third attack in return. I personally think this unit is not meant to be in slot 1. He's either a slot 2 or 3 unit, just like getting that guard and dodge chance really heavily pushes you to. Plus an additional defense plus 30% up to 120, and then a chance of performing critical hit and chance of evading enemies' attack plus 10% up to 40 with each super attack performed. And then he has super class allies attack and defense plus 30%, and if there is an extreme class enemy, plus another additional attack and defense plus 28%. So basically, if you're fighting an extreme class enemy, you have a 58% supportive unit right here. So in that case, I do kind of consider him a floating support unit. That's kind of what he's there for. Because he's not really doing too much damage here, but I will say he does have, what? How much crit does he have? He gets up to 40% just from pulling additionals out. And then as long as all allies are superclass, he's got a 70% chance to crit and to dodge. You know, that's pretty dang good. And he does get a free additional super attack. Yeah, I mean, one free additional 70% crit and dodge. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And once again, my golden rule, if a unit has at least 50% built-in critical, you don't need to put it into his hidden potential. So Saiyan Warrior Race, Shocking Speed, Saiyan Lineage, Power Bestowed by God, and Fire Fierce Battler, his links, his categories. He's on quite a few categories, but ironically, he's still not on a Majin Buu 200%. As far as his best link partners go, I mean, it's going to be obvious you're going to want to run him with Tech Ultimate Gohan, or the Z-Sword Gohan after he transforms. That would be his best partner, ideally. Otherwise, you're probably looking at like Beast Gohan, the physical Gotenks, or any base Gotenks, really. And then you got the base of Vegito and Gogeta. Very interesting. The only unfortunate thing about this is that as soon as you transform them, they no longer share a majority of links. They'll still share some, but because they transform into Super Saiyans and fusions, they lose some of those links that you would have shared otherwise. And with Z-Sword Gohan, he's actually only rocking 3 links. Basically only 1 link, which is Saiyan Lineage. So that is unfortunate with no cold judgment there. But yeah, I'm very mixed on him. I'm very mixed. He's not terrible. I don't think he's bad, but I don't think he's necessarily what we wanted. But anyways, let's go ahead and go take a look at the defense calculations. Now, I have 2 sets of defense and calculations in general here to show you. First, I'll show Halvard's defense, as we normally do. So, after he's fully built up and, you know, got those, like, 4 super attacks in, post-super, he'll be at 830k defense. And then versus an extreme class enemy, once again, still only 890. And then with support, you can get 976 post-super defense. As you can see, this guy's basically a full dodge unit. He needs to kind of go for a full dodge-esque area or additional. It's entirely up to your preference if you want to just kind of lean on the 70% dodge chance, or if you want to actually put more into additional to actually get more damage, because he does stack attack. Next, we're going to actually look at Luke's stats here. So turn 1 versus an extreme enemy, you know, we got attack stats going at 10 mil, a double super and 11 mil. If you magically triple super from the hidden potential, you got an 11 mil still, almost 12. Defense-wise, you know, after 3 super attacks when he's getting built up, you know, 800k defense, right around where Halvard said. Now, if you get to turn 3, but you're only fighting a super enemy, and you have 2 stacks, 2 out of 4 build-up, and then you actually have Tech UI support, you could get some interesting damage here, 9 mil, 9 mil, 10 mil, and then you can get up to 2 million defense on a double super, or 1 million defense up to a double super. Now, if you can get into this magical craziness here that you can see, full 5 stacks, full stacked up, built-in passive, and then he's got the 5 greatly stacks from his super attack, and then Tech UI domain, and then Tech UI super attacks and supports, of course. You can get up to a 14 mil per super, second mil 14, and then 15 mil on a magical third. And his defense can get up to around 1.6 million defense. Now, that is pretty decent defense overall when you can really, pardon the term, of wank it off. You can wank him off a bit there. You know, it's not too bad at 1.6 because he guards. You know, with guard, I think that the 1.6 million defense is good. I think that's fine. But if you're not rocking this guy with Tech UI and you're not abusing the domain and other supportive features that you could be trying to really ramp up his defense, I really do feel like he's a full dodge unit at that point, and then you put the rest into additional. I know that my hidden potential choices on the right that you've probably seen as scroll by suggest going more into additional, but I can easily tell you that it is completely fine to actually go more towards the dodge route. Now, a couple other things I wanted to discuss before we go into his role tips and such. If you want to do the Super EZA, his weakness is Majin Buu Saga. That is something to keep in mind, so make sure you have a bunch of EZA Majin Buu Saga units to utilize and go forward with. This is my personal build right here that I'm going to be rolling with him at the time of writing. I think this is a solid build. You know, I gave him a level 5 gold and a level 4 silver. I gave him some HP. Remember, this is a unit that actually has more stats than the average Dokkan unit. So it actually goes up to 7,000 stats. I gave him more HP because he is a TUR. And as a TUR, he's not providing as much stats HP-wise as LRs on a team that he will be on full of other LRs with. So I gave him an HP orb. You don't have to do this build. This is just my personal build. I feel like this is a very comfy build for me personally. I like to make sure I'm at least at 15 in hidden potential nodes. So, but yeah, team that I'll probably be rocking for his Super EZA is probably something like this. You know, he is an int type, so I'm using physical units right here. They're all Majin Buu Saga, and they're all freaking boos. I think this will probably steamroll it. But anyways. So with that all being said, let's finally go over his role tips and his how to build. So let me get this set up real quick. All right, so we'll actually go over his, I'll go over his builds real quick. So once again, at 55%, yes, 55%, I suggest you just give him a level 5 silver dodge and a level 2 bronze. Just go for the full-on dodge route. Because at 55%, his stats are so low, he actually needs to depend on, he absolutely needs to depend on the freaking dodge. Like, he needs the dodge at that point. Maybe, I would say if you have any less than 2 dupes, you need to just go full dodge. But moving on to the actual, like, full build-up, you know, at least 2 dupes. I kind of do suggest at least trying to get up to that 15 additional. I feel like the additional stacks of greatly stacking, especially if you want to keep them on rotation, I think if you can get really lucky on additionals, you might actually see some damage out of him. But honestly, I would say you might even want to just go full dodge. I really like the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm talking about it, I kind of want to just like go edit this real quick and say, you should just, yeah, you know what? Hold up a sec. All right, I apologize. Yeah, I messed that up. I messed that up. I apologize. So what I actually meant to say was you should go at least 17 dodge, and you should be going for putting the rest into additional at that point. I do suggest a level 9 additional. You know, it just helps get those that extra proc of additional going off, those extra stacks of greatly stacking. And not to mention getting to the higher dodge chance and crit chance faster. I think that's more important almost, but at the same time, he needs to dodge. He's a unit that just, he needs to dodge and support and then move on. That's what he kind of needs to do. So this is my suggestion for his full dupes build. Level 17 dodge, put the rest into additional, and then kind of move on. And then let's go over his roll tips real quick here. So as far as his roll tips go, I'm sorry to say, he is straight up a support unit. And with his very lacking of 200% options, his only 200% option, in my personal opinion at the time of writing, is Tech UI. That's his best option. And then you got 180% lead with the STR Vegito, Goku, and Vegeta transformation unit. And then after that, if you're just going for 170s, I would just honestly throw him onto Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team. Can he go on? I'm pretty sure he can go on Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team. I don't know why I would put that there if I didn't. As far as his partners go, 100% himself, Tech Ultimate Z-Sword Gohan, especially after he transforms. He links very well with Beast Gohan if you throw him on another team with like Tech UI, Gotenks, and then both Goku Vegeta units that transform into Vegito and Gogeta. And as far as his best slot position goes, I 100% believe he should be in slot 3. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be in slot 3, as he just kind of needs to, he needs to dodge to survive. He really does. He really does need to dodge to survive, because if he doesn't, then that's just going to be a problem, you know? So, it is what it is. I think he's fine. He's mainly here to be a supportive kind of role, specifically because of that 58% support with a full super class team. I just really feel like that's just the way it's got to go. I really feel it's got to go. He's got to be a supportive, kind of semi-good, you know, damage dealer. But yeah, I'm stumbling all over my words here. Please do let me know how you decided to go over this guy. What was your choice for the hidden potential? Did you just decide to go full dodge route if you don't have 2 dupes? And then if you did get the dupes, did you go the full dodge route? Did you give him more additional? I'm kind of curious. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know how you built this Gohan, and I hope you have a good day and a good night.